Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got another tutorial with products from PandaHall Secected. So, one thing I need to mention is that these beautiful shell stamps were out of stock just for a short time. They are now back in stock in the PandaHall Secected shop, and for those who asked, so pop over and check them out, links below. Okay, so today's make is using these sequins that I got. Now, I had no idea it was two huge packs of sequins like this when I ordered it. I was so shocked when they turned up, and I'm going to have to put them in something a bit better than these plastic bags too, because the other day I got them out and I spilt that whole bag all over the floor. Oh, so you can imagine. You can imagine. I was just like, oh no. They're in my shoes. They're everywhere. But here's a tip. If they do fall on the floor, get a stiff piece of paper and sit flat on the floor and shove them all onto that. That'll help. Alright. Today's tutorial is using some of these sequins from PandaHall Secected. Now, I've had a little play. These are two of the flowers that I made. Aren't they gorgeous? And like these sequins, they come flat, okay? And they come in 4 different sizes. So let me see. They are 3 centimeters, or roughly just over an inch, 2.5 centimeters, and an inch, 2 centimeters, 3/4 of an inch, and 1.5 centimeter, and just over half an inch. Okay, so they're the sizes of those sequins, and they're cool because, you know, you can do a lot with all those different sizes. So what I had to play with was, oh, where did I put it? Oh, yeah. I got my fancy scissors out, and these are the mini scallop. And what I did was just on the bigger sequins, because I had plenty of room to play with them. I'm just going to get a couple out and just show you. And make sure you close the packet back up. I don't want that going all over the floor. Alright, so what you can do is you can get your scallop scissors or your decor scissors, whatever, and you can just redo the edge. Like that, and turn it into a little scallopy edge for your flowers. So these bigger ones, if you wanted a particular shape, you could cut it into that. No worries at all. And I also held that so the little circles in the middle, and just pressed them together and bent them like a little pedal. And it shifts the light nicely. So they were 2 things that I did with those sequins to give this a nicer effect. See how the light reflects on it? It's so pretty. And all as I did was mount it up on some little felt circles. I used some of my velvet ribbon for leaves and some beads in the middle. Now I sewed all this onto one of these felt circles, and that was fine. But after that, I just squirted little bits of this fabric glue down into just sections in here, and I actually put it under my mat and just put a bit of a heavy pressure on it, because they don't bend back again. They're very tough, and and just let it set. And look, it's just it's not near as floppy as it was, and it's set beautiful. So I'm really happy how that's come up. I could put that on the smack on the front of a journal. You could even put a hole in one of the petals here and use it as a dangle on a journal as well. Just make the back look pretty if you do that. You could even put a nice piece of paper on the back so there's a little spot to journal on. That would be cool too. And if you're going to hang it like that on a journal. Now another one I made was this little one, and I made some, see, I made it sort of three-dimensional with all the little beads, and I used the second smallest, I think, or the smallest, no, the smallest one here, and I did the same. I cut a little deckled edge on those sequins. I mounted it on, I sewed it on one of these felt circles. Then I made a little sheer little ruffle circle, and then stuck another one of these on to hide all that sewing. And I just wanted to soften that out with some lace, and I think that come up so pretty. So pretty. So these ones, all the little bits and pieces stand up. Which is so cute. Okay, so they're two flowers that I made. Today I'm not going to make a flower. So I've showed you what I did with these, but I've bent them in half, deckled the edges or scalloped the edges, and then just sewed them all around a circle like this, and then layered it all up. So sewed the biggest ones on the outside, and then as I went down, just used the different sizes. I don't think I used the smallest size for this one. I just used these three sizes, and sewed them in. And then the little center that was left, I just popped some, sewed some little beads in there. Isn't that gorgeous? Really pretty. And actually, while we're on camera, I might go ahead and do that. I've got a, don't know whether this circle would be too big. Ooh, no, it mightn't be. I've got a 2.5 inch punch here. Let's open that up. Oh, that hasn't been open for a while, has it? There we go. Are you still working? Still in there? And I have some bags from the supermarket. Let's try that on there. And then I've got myself a gorgeous sequin journal card that I can write on the back there, or whoever gets it, or whatever it's doing, you can so you could hang it on the Christmas tree. You could write what year it is, who it's to, and or just hang it as a dangle on your journal, and someone else can journal on it. So that's a cool idea. I love that idea. So that was one of the flowers. The other one I would put somewhere just a little bit softer, maybe on a fabric, something fabric with the lace on it. But that's two of the flowers that I've done using that those sequins. Look, there's so many of them. I laid in bed and I was like, oh my goodness, I have to come up with some ideas for these sequins. There's so many of them. But anyway, I think I have. But I love how they turned out. And I love the extra addition of adding a journal spot on the back of that one. Alright, now for today, so just remember that you can do different things with these. Folding them, give them a different shape. You could even, when it's folded, you could even cut it, like make a cut like that, and then fold it out, and you've got little heart shape. You could use that as petals too. So these petals being quite big, or these rounds, can come in so handy for different shaped things. So, you know, just think outside the box a little when you go to use that. Now, today's one, I'm going to thread up some bead thread. I might put green on this one. And I'm going to do the base sewing on one of these, but I'm not going to do a flower. This is going to just be a little like freehand cluster of bits and pieces. Right, and I want to put some wax on that because the wax stops your thread from tangling, so it's a detangler, and it also helps to catch your things and keep them tight, and it won't affect the fabric or the things you're using. It's only a minimal type piece of wax that goes on it anyway, but it just helps us that little bit. Now what I want to do, I want to use this size, I think, not the bigger one, for this project. I'm going to bend them in half, just lightly, not go right in. Like that. And I also want to add just a little bit of detail to the petals, or what do you call it, I guess to the sequin, but I want it to look like a couple of sort of petals. So just adding that scallop detail to it. Okay, and I may use one of the next size down, so let's give that a little push as well, just alter it. Alright, so I've got 3 little altered sequins here. Now I want to sew these 2 quite up high to the top of this little felt round. And I found that when you're sewing these on, you do need to go back through just a couple of times just to secure them well. My next one, I'm going to put just overlapping just a little, like that. Hope you can see well because I can't really get my camera down closer. I've actually bought another stand, so it's on its way, and I'm hoping I can pull my camera down a bit closer with that. Okay, so I've got these 2 little sequins on in that fashion, just overlapping each other. The next one I want to come up in the middle of those two. And like I said, just do a few stitches just to anchor that on nice and tight. Okay, and I'm going to just tie that off at the back just so it stays tight. It's like it's finished it off, but I'm not going to cut my thread. Okay, so that's on nice and tight, like that. Now I've got a range of just other bits and pieces that I have found, but these sequins are going to be my focal point, obviously. So I've got other little beads here as well. Alright, that looks pretty, and I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to finish that off, pull that tight, wrap it round, finish it off, but don't cut your thread. And it's keeping all my little bits and pieces tight. I might even, where's that bigger one? I might even add that in the back. That could look nice. Okay, let's try that. It just looked a bit funny. Let's put let's sew another one onto the back here. Alright, I'm going to come back up here. And don't panic if yours are, you feel like it's a little bit floppy. When we finish all this, I'm going to add just a touch of glue like I did to this flower, and that will be that'll fix that problem, and you won't yeah, it'll tighten everything up. Oh, come on. Come on. Okay, just take your time, breathe. It's supposed to be fun, this stuff. There we go. I just want to flick my things back to the front. Okay, and I think that looks better. I really do. So when I'm finished with this, I'm going to add a little bit of glue under there, put it under something heavy, and that will all sit down beautiful. Okay, trust me. Alright, now we need to get on with adding some more bits and pieces. Alright, I've finished all my beading, and that's how it's looking. Isn't it pretty? Now what I'm going to do to finish this is I'm going to add a little spray lace, like a lace thing at the back of it. I think that would look gorgeous. So I'm going to get my glue, and I'm going to put some down the back here. Be careful it doesn't get on everything. Put it all over the back. I'm going to add my piece of lace like that, and then I'm going to put it under my bench, under my mat here, until that sets. So we'll come back then. Okay, so these are the 3 things that I have made lately with the 2 different coloured sequin packs from PandaHall Secected. I showed you first off this one, and it was very simply done, like I said, by just clipping the petals, folding them in half, and then sewing them all around the circle and going down in size as you go. Popping the beads in. I put some velvet leaves in, and then I decided to put this on the back so you could write on it as a journal spot and hang it on a junk journal, give it away to someone, whatever you want to do with it. I thought that came out so pretty. Really happy with that. This one here was done with the smallest of these sequins, and I clipped the edges too, just to give them a little bit of ruffle, and then beaded up little high stacks of beads with a beautiful pearl in the middle, and then added this ruffled lace to the outside, and this one I did on camera, and I wanted to showcase the sequins, so that was the mind behind putting these up here. And then I just did a collage. What do you call it? A bead collage, or I don't know what you call it, but it just turned out beautiful. They dangle. I love these sequins. I love how when you fold them, the light moves, and I think it adds a lot more interest if you do that to these sequins. So I hope you've enjoyed that tutorial, and yeah, go online, check out PandaHall Secected. They have some awesome products for you to play with. Like this. I think I can just do so much with all this. Like, there's so much of it, and I just couldn't believe when that turned up. Oop, that packet's coming undone. I'm gonna have to put them in something better. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you're new here, these are products that I am showcasing from PandaHall Secected, and today's one was these packs of sequins, and I just had so much fun making these. So if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel, and press like, share, and all that sort of thing. Yeah, you can pop on, I'll have the links below for these sequins, and you can pop over to PandaHall Secected and have a look. And have a look up on the screen here. Don't forget my coupon code, and you put that in at checkout, and it is YXYTBValita, and you'll get 1% off your purchase. So yeah, pop over and have fun. Have fun looking through PandaHall Secected. There's some great products in there, and I've just had so much fun showcasing some of these, and I will see you again for a new make. Bye.